I was just a kid, around 10 years old, and my sole responsibility that day was to babysit my 7-year-old sister. Our family home was located not far from an insane asylum, and it wasn't uncommon for us to have what the locals referred to as escapees, occasionally finding their way into our yard. These individuals would somehow manage to wander off the hospital grounds and venture through the woods, heading in the direction of the nearest sizable town. However, after covering about a mile from the facility, they'd often realize that walking a daunting 40 miles to reach their intended destination was a nearly insurmountable task. At that point, they would approach our house, seeking help to contact the hospital and arrange for their return. These encounters were unusual but not unheard of in our area. However, the day in question was the first time one of these escapees appeared while I was home alone with my sister. It was an eerie and unsettling experience that I wouldn't forget. As I peered out of the window, I saw a disheveled woman standing in our driveway, her presence sending a chill down my spine. She approached me, urgently requesting that I call the hospital to arrange her pickup. However, her request took a peculiar turn when she also inquired about the availability of matches, presumably to light a cigarette. Instinctively, I ushered my younger sister inside the house and locked the door securely behind us. With trembling hands, I made the call to the hospital, my heart racing as I described the situation. The woman's demeanor only intensified the eerie atmosphere, as she seemed to be in a state of distress, her voice oscillating between half screaming and half moaning, repeatedly pleading, "Matches! I need matches!" It was a chilling moment, one in which I couldn't help but wonder about the true intentions behind her desperate request. While it was entirely possible that she simply wanted the matches to enjoy a cigarette, the thought of an alternative, far more sinister motive loomed in my mind. I couldn't take any chances, so I refrained from giving her the matches, anxiously waiting for the hospital staff to arrive and take her away. In the end, it was a peculiar and unsettling encounter, one that left me with a lingering sense of unease and a heightened awareness of the eerie proximity of the asylum to our home. I was about 4 or 5 years old and my parents had just separated. My mom was living in a 2-bedroom apartment. I had my own room, but I preferred to sleep in her bed whenever I was staying with her. Our 2 bedrooms were at the end of a hallway, directly across from each other. Our apartment was on the first floor, and I remember that it was in the middle of the summer, and my mom had a window open her room, which was directly behind the bed, above the headboard. Anyways, I woke up in the middle of the night and remember sitting up and seeing that our cat was sitting in the doorframe of my mom's room. Her door was open, and you could partially see into my bedroom. This was strange because our cat was typically always in bed with us. As I was watching him, he walked into my bedroom and meowed. I turned to face my mom and wake her up. In the 3-4 seconds it took her to wake up and ask me what was wrong. We both looked back up in the doorframe, and there was a man standing by my open door, making his way out of my bedroom. I still don't know how she managed to do it so quickly, but my mother proceeded to pick me up and literally throw me out of the screen window. Again, we were on the first floor and it was maybe a 3-foot drop to the ground. She quickly followed, and we were able to start screaming for help, and someone called 911. The police came but didn't see any signs of forced entry. Only that our front door was unlocked, which led them to believe the man must have exited that way. The strange thing was that my mom swore up and down that she had locked the door that night, with the deadbolt and chain lock. About a week later, she was cleaning the kitchen and opened up our water heater closet and found a notebook with names and drawings, as well as a pair of gloves and some gum wrappers. The police were called again, but all they could do was speculate that the man had been in our house and hid until we were asleep. On a seemingly ordinary evening, I found myself seated in the quiet confines of my second-floor room, unwinding after a day's work. Downstairs, my younger brother's muted laughter emanated from the glow of the television, accompanied by the rhythmic snoring of our dog stationed just beyond my door in the hallway. As the night settled, an unexpected disruption shattered the peaceful atmosphere. Our typically composed dog erupted into a cacophony of barks, clattering nails, and an unsettling hint of howling. Sensing something amiss, I rose from my seat, bracing myself for the unknown as I approached the source of the commotion. Amidst the chaos, a distinctly unfamiliar male voice cut through the dog's barking, uttering soothing words. "Ah, that's a good girl." The voice, foreign and mysterious, stood out against the familiar sounds of our household. Filled with a mix of curiosity and confusion, I assumed it to be the returning voice of either my dad's friend or our roommate. With hope and a welcoming smile, I casually exclaimed, "Oh, you're home early," as I swung open my bedroom door. To my bewilderment, the hallway stretched before me, devoid of any human presence. No friendly face greeted my gaze, only the animated wagging tail of our dog fixated on an invisible entity lingering at the far end of the corridor. A chill ran down my spine, and an unsettling sense of unease settled in. Soon after, my younger brother ascended the stairs, visibly perturbed, accusing me of needlessly agitating our canine companion. He revealed that he, too, had heard the mysterious voice, initially assuming it to be mine or that of our roommate. In an effort to dispel the lingering unease that permeated our home, my brother and I embarked on a thorough search, armed with my butterfly knife and his BB gun. Despite our meticulous examination, the house revealed no intruders. An eerie silence persisted, leaving us with an indelible sense of disquiet that has endured to this day. The inexplicable incident, wrapped in an enigmatic atmosphere, continues to haunt our shared memories, leaving behind unanswered questions and a perpetual sense of suspense.